I want you to remember that today, political power is in the hands of the people of South Africa. All of the people of South Africa. The people of South Africa were declared in 1955 a Cape Town by 5 congresses. The African National Congress, the Congress, the Colored People's Congress, the Indian People's Congress, the Congress of Democrats, which was for the white section that was against apartheid, and the SABC, the South African Congress of Trade Unions. 5 congresses encompassing all the people in their various cultural formations. And they declared and said that that meeting that they had at Cape Town, they said it was called the Congress of the People. That's where the name Congress of the People comes from. It was in 1955. People like Chief Albert Luthuli, Z.K. Matthews, Helen Josephs, and so many others. They made that declaration, meaning that we are no longer different groups and so on and whatnot. We are the people of South Africa. We didn't forget that. When we drafted the constitution, today's constitution, the constitution of South Africa, we said the people of South Africa. The people. You must read the constitution of the country. It speaks of the people. The people. The people. We are the people of South Africa. All of us. And you can see in our constitution, all of the groups, whether you are Sotho, Zulu, Xhosa, Indian, colored, whatever you can say, we are all declared the people. And so when you go to parliament, you can speak in any one of the languages of your country, or the language you are born and bred in is also official. There's no longer that thing that only the white people's languages are official languages. Your own mother tongue is also an official language as a result of the struggle we waged until we got here. Now let me turn very quickly to the conditions of today, because I must really start there. Today we are here, we want to ask the people of South Africa to vote for the Congress of the People. To vote for the Congress of the People. And let me tell you this, all of the nations of the world are entitled to self-defense. All of the nations of the world, including in this country, South Africans, we are all entitled to defend ourselves. Today, there are people in our country who come here, they kill our people. They slaughter our people, men and women. We of the Congress of the People want to say this. The time has come that we must defend ourselves. The people of England have got a defense force. The people of Germany, the people of any country have got a defense force. They defend themselves against those who are their enemies, who kill them. They defend themselves, and they're entitled to do so against the criminals. If you are a criminal, you are an enemy of the people of South Africa. If you are a criminal, you are an enemy of the people of South Africa. And you must listen to me carefully, please. Listen. We, the people of South Africa, are entitled to defend ourselves. We have a right to do so. It's all international. Every nation, including us. So now, anyone who kills the people of South Africa must be met with resistance from us. We will also eliminate them. I'm saying this very carefully. I've thought about this long time. I was a Minister of Defense for 10 years, fighting for peace and leading for peace in countries like the DRC and so on, including in other parts outside of Africa. The people of our country, South Africa, are entitled to defend themselves. The reason we did away with conscription is because the apartheid regime used to only collect white young people, trained them in military things, and used them to kill us, which is why our people took arms to defend themselves, which is why President Mandela and others spent so many years on Robben Island. But when that fight between us and the Afrikaners was finished, we said to them, we want peace amongst all the people of South Africa. Now, we even got rid of the death penalty. Said nobody should be killed and all of that. We continue to do that. But the conditions that have resulted now require us, South Africans, and we are ready to lead you. We, the people of South Africa, must defend ourselves. We must defend ourselves, and we want to ask the people of South Africa to vote for the Congress of the People so that we can prepare the people to defend themselves. We are not going to introduce what you call forced conscription, but we are going to introduce military conscription. Not compelled, voluntary military conscription. If there are people who come into this country with weapons and things like that and kill our people, we will meet that force with force. We will respond as we are entitled to do by the international law and international communities. We will train the children of this country. We'll take them and we'll train them. We will arm them. Not to kill you, the people, or anybody who comes here as a friend, but to defend themselves against those who come here to kill our men and women, our young people and so on. We are going to do this. We are going to do this because it's international law. Every nation has a right to defend itself against aggression from elsewhere. So this is what I want to say. The Congress of the People, if you vote for us, we will introduce voluntary military conscription. Men and women, boys and girls, we will teach you patriotism. We will teach you patriotism means the love of your own people, the love of your country. We will not teach you to kill people, just innocent people, and do that. But you must be able to respond when there are people who are killing your people, who are destroying the lives of our people, that we will not allow to happen. And I want to say that without batting an eye, we will not allow anybody. And of course, what's going to happen is that we are going to have to consider, whether we must continue to get people who come and kill our people, and then we must take them and put them in the prisons and feed them and look after them. I know it cannot be like that. Very many nations have before abolished the death penalty. But when circumstances turned as sour as they have turned against us in our country, you must consider whether we should keep people who are killing our people and put them in the prisons which are like hotels. Give them free food and look after them. No, we will not do that. We want to take action, very decisive action, to eliminate those who eliminate our people. South Africans must come to terms with this. And when conditions improved, even the other nations which had reversed the policies they had taken earlier began to then remove that and open space. We want you in South Africa. You are visitors or what, you are welcome. But please, we don't want you to come here and kill the people of our country. We will not allow you to do that. And even if you are one of us, but you think that South Africans should be killed just to entertain yourself, I'm sorry. We will not accept you amongst ourselves. This message is very important. I make this message today. I am quite satisfied and convinced there is no other way of solving this problem of the slaughter of our people in the townships, in the cities, in the towns. We can't live with it. It must be stopped. But we want everybody to enjoy South Africa. So what are we going to do? We're going to train the young people, starting with school children. Boy Scouts, we teach you, you become Boy Scout at school. I was also a Boy Scout. You become Boy Scout and so on. And one of the things you learn as a Boy Scout is to look who are the people who are criminals in the community. And you report them to your elders, you report them to the police and so on. Now we have very few police. I must tell you why I'm talking about voluntary military conscription. We're not going to force you to be members of the police force. No, it will be voluntary. Some of you, I know now, some of you want to become police persons, men and women. You will be recruited, conscripted into the armed forces. Armed forces are taught patriotism. They are taught how to use weapons. They are taught how to look after people who are sick. They become doctors, they become nurses, they become each and every. There is nothing in the military which you are not educated and taught to have. Nothing. You are taught how to make a car. You are taught how to build big weapons of war and all of that. Those things you are also taught are to be used to defend the people of your country. Not to kill the people of your country, but to defend them. You are taught those things so that you are able to live in peace with your neighbors and neighboring countries and all of that. You must know that. If you don't know the art of war, you cannot stop enemies who come to you to kill you or to fight you. You must know how to defend yourself, but you must also know you are able to defend yourself so that you can respect other people. That must be very, very clear. South Africans must give us the right to govern, and you will see what we will do. We will make you very proud people, safe in the conditions of this country. But that is one of the points that I want to make clear today. We want all of you to get education. It's a critical thing. We must educate all of you so that when you are educated, you can be of service to the people, you can know how to do things that needs to be done. It is critical that a lot of the children that are busy using drugs in the townships here and all of that, why are they doing that? Because they don't have jobs. Because they don't have jobs. If you don't send them to school, if you don't give them jobs, they will not be able to do anything but to smoke these drugs. And who's bringing these drugs here? We know the people who bring the drugs around. You will know them. You know them. They live amongst you. You need to tell us who they are. And these ones who are trained in the military must arrest them. The police must arrest them. And they must remove them from our society. And then, when there is no drug trafficking, there will be better conditions of life for the people of our country. I make this plea to you, the people of South Africa. If we had not been defended and protected in our time, we would not have been here today. And we must today ensure that our children are sent to schools. The money that you pay when you buy clothes, you buy food, you buy cars and so on, that money which is called VAT, value added tax, is the money that goes to government, to parliament there, so that money must be used to look after you, to build for you hospitals, to build schools, roads, and so on. That is your money. It is not my money. I'm a member of parliament, but that's not my money. It's not the money of those who are stealing it. It's your money. Please, when you are asked to vote, you are asked to choose men and women that you know and trust, that they will not go to parliament, take your money, and steal it for themselves. When you are sent there, it is so that the money you have paid in VAT and all of that, that the men and women you send to parliament must take that money and provide education for your children, hospitals. There's no roads out here. There's no water out here. We came here because we knew that the people of Hammanskraal have been dying of cholera. There's no water for the people of Hammanskraal. Why is there no water? Why? What happens to the money that all of us pay in the form of VAT and so on? What happens to that money? We are seeing men and women. Zondo told us about the men and women who stole the public funds, and they are still roaming around. Considerable numbers of them are still sitting in parliament. They are the people who stole your money. And when we say vote, we don't mean choose somebody who's got a BMW. We want somebody who want to go there and take your money and create good conditions of life for the people. Don't vote for somebody who's got a BMW or a Mercedes-Benz or something like that. He or she may have stolen your money to buy those things those cars that they are driving. You live in communities with men and women you know are trustworthy. Ha ba no utswa tšhelete ya lena, be le ba tsebang gore no ba hlompha setšhaba. Those are the people we want you to send to parliament, so that those people can do for you that which you need. And please, you mustn't forget this. You must not say you are tired of voting, because every time you are paying VAT, it's your money. It's the money of your children. It must benefit you and the children. How many of you know how to grow mealies, fruit, and so on? We need you to be sent for education in agriculture and various fields, so that you can cultivate food and you can feed your people and feed your children. Unless you get that kind of education and training, you will be living in hunger. You will be watching your children die of absolute poverty. Please, we want some of you to go also into training in mining. Look how many criminals are in the mines today. The mines are full of criminals. Very many of them who even come from outside our country. But those mines is money that's coming out of those mines. It's your money, it's your minerals. They should be used to uplift you, to educate your children, to build homes for the people. But how many of you are trained in those fields? Now I believe we don't even have electricity. What happened to the electricity? You know, the sun, out of the sun is coming electricity. God has given us free electricity. But why is electricity not there? The towns, the cities, the townships, dark. What happened to the people that were working under apartheid, making sure that every day we've got electricity? What happened to them? Some of us drove them out. But we were advised at the time by the leadership, do not get rid of these people who know these arts. You need them to teach your children how to make this electricity, so that when they retire, your children can have this electricity and build it forward for all of us. We cannot explain why some of us decided, no, get rid of it, we want that money for ourselves. So South Africa is a country in which you are destined to recover that which belongs to you. You must do so. You must learn these things. We want to educate you, we want to teach you, we want to make sure that you are able to do for yourselves what the National Party and them were able to do when they were here. We want that, but you must be able to do them yourself. And we are going to train all of you, both yourself as black sections and white sections. All of you must be able to do that. Today we are seeing a miracle. Other countries are telling us and telling our leaders, take coal, don't use coal, don't use coal. But they are saying, bring that coal to us. It goes to England, it goes to other countries, to China and all of that. They are using it, but they say we must not use it. Why is our government agreeing to this kind of betrayal? Why do they not want us to take that coal? There at Sasolburg, we used to take a lot of coal out, made petrol, made oil, and all of that. Why have you stopped to do that? Why can't we go on doing that so that our people can have electricity, can have petrol, can have oil, and so on. Why? Why is it not being done? We are free today. Today we are free. Let's teach our children, give them education. They must go into Sasol. They must do that which was done by the National Party government. And we need that oil. We need that petrol. We must have them. Unless we do that, unless we are able to get the knowledge, we will not be able to raise our people out of the squalor and poverty that we now find ourselves in. Well, I know that some of you will not realize this. We have these people called middle class. These people called middle class are people that have been educated and trained. There's no reason why we cannot make middle class out of our own people. Why are we not doing so? We must do that. Government must not keep taking the money. Some of the people are taking your money. I know that some of them put this money, they get and they put it in their pillows. They put it in their sofas. They sleep on it. They don't, because they don't want to give it to the people and educate them, so that we can have the ability to cultivate South Africa into a modern state that is able to look after its people and ensure that we have a better life for all. Our slogan is there. It says we must build prosperity for all. If you want to build prosperity for all, you must make sure all of our people have got that education and know-how, so that they can collectively have and achieve that which will make them a better people in the conditions of this country. Comrades, I have said as much as I could today, and I'd like you to share these messages with those of our people who are willing to listen, who are keen to change the conditions under which we find ourselves. I thank you. Thank you.